All right, all right. Welcome again. It's Sunday again, Mirror Conversations. I'm here with my host, Lanier Gas Palmer. We got everybody else here, every moderator that's here with us on the regular, Tamika, Chris, D, and also Sean. She having a little bit of issue right now. Listen, I'm happy everybody here, man, and it's starting to get better and better as the weeks go on. We got a big topic that I think it's gonna hit a lot of people, man, and I just feel that there's so much that we can really talk about on this topic that I think is gonna give us a little balance on understanding of private parts, us as people. Why do we break each other's boundaries? That's a big one right now, and I think this touched home for a whole bunch of us. And I'm gonna give you my perspective of it because I've been that boundary breaker when it breaking privacy on people and snooping around and doing all that. I was that guy. I was that guy, but I also had a conversation with Smoke today, which he really said some stuff. He was like, "All that snooping around and doing all of this, are you gonna leave right now?" That's a good question that I thought about, and I said, "Nah, it's never that you leave right now. Like you fight through it, but guess what? It never leaves your head. It never leaves your thoughts." So my honest opinion now at this point, man, like know your position, know where you're at, know what you're doing, and everything will unfold. Everything will be shown to the world, man, and shown to you. Like that's my honesty take on that, man. And I can say that I've been on both sides of the ball, and the only side that I'm respecting right now is me going off of me and me knowing my position and me knowing my life. So that's my take on private parts and why do each of us break each other's boundaries. Smoke, you got something, my guy?
Yeah, so with that being said, you can hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, so with the boundary thing being said, right? I do agree that some things like when people invade people privacy, or some women, once they reach a certain height with a relationship, they feel like it is no privacy. They feel like their significant other should not have no privacy. They feel like their significant other should not have nothing going on outside of them. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that also being said, us as men, and I wish somebody would have told me this when I decided to get married, or when you decide to enter a relationship, right? The best thing to do is be unapologetically truthful. You know what I'm saying? Just put everything out there to gain trust. Most of us, when we meet a woman, you know, well, I use myself as an example. When I met my wife, I just was like, oh, she a good person. Oh, okay, I like this quality in her. I like that quality in her. And so it was basically me trying to get in her good graces or her good favor, or you know what I'm saying, to win her over per se. And I wasn't 100% honest about what I had wanted. So stuff like that created like that type of environment where you have to say, look, man, I like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you all over niggas. I don't want, I only want you to fuck with me. But listen, I do need to make sure that you the right woman too, though. So I need a chance just to, it's harsh, but you would rather that than to break trust. And then once trust is broken, stuff is lingering in people's head, and they're gonna cross boundaries. Like they're gonna get to the point where they're gonna say, oh, I want all your passwords. If you sleeping with your phone in your pocket, now they kind of like, nigga, nah, you gonna leave your phone on the nightstand tonight. So if you just jump into everything with honesty, regardless of how you may be looked at or how someone may feel, that actually can um that can prevent a lot of troubles that we find later. And now we trying to say like, hey man, you can't be doing that shit, man. But if you start that way, like, hey, look, I'm really trying to figure some things out, and I like you. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you. But what I'm asking is, I'm not a perfect person. So If you want to know the truth, no, I don't want you fucking with nobody else. But at the same time, let me figure some stuff out. And if they say yes, they say yes. If they say no, then you know you have to deal with that too. But then no trust is broken. It's no way to break trust when you're open.
Who next? Who next?
I had, oh
So
God, I
does
want to
any
talk on this topic because I was confused about what we were saying when we were saying private parts and why we break each other's boundary. We're speaking on
Hey,
relationship or any relationship.
hey, Sean, I'm gonna put it like this. You speak on that right there. Like I switched it up a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep us on topic, but we're definitely gonna have our own stuff to talk about. You see, I said my piece, Smoke said his piece, and everybody. I want to hear everybody's perspective of what we're talking about right now, and then I got some more talking points, and that'll probably answer your question as we get to
Well, what is the topic? Because I'm just getting in, and I'm at work, so I'm trying to do
it.
work and do this podcast.
It's right there at the top. Private parts. Why do we break each other's boundaries? That's the topic. So, so the next
Private
one is
parts.
trust versus
You gotta
control.
explain that if you can, because I don't know what that means.
Exactly.
Why do we break each other's boundaries?
Is this a relationship, platonic?
Yeah, but the way
Uh,
you worded it, it says private parts.
I,
yes.
because
I'm
everybody should have
confused.
private parts, right? Everybody should have private parts of anything in your life. Like every time I go to the bathroom and poop, my significant other ain't next to me. That's my private time. That's some time that I do that no one's around. I think we grow in our private times.
So we're speaking. So we're speaking of relationships. That's what I was asking. Were we speaking of relationships,
Okay,
platonic
okay.
or romantic?
To answer your question, if we want to put relationships on it, because everybody have a relationship, just like now, all six of us that's on this conversation platform, we have a relationship. Some if it's relation sexual, friends, or just we just kicking it. Everybody has some type of
Platonic or
relationship.
romantic?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
both. Okay.
Pretty
Okay.
much. So it's both. So, like I said, I got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to ask because, like I tell you guys on a day to day, and I ask people, are they really listening to me? This whole mirror conversation platform that we're doing right now, this is one of the most biggest healing things that I'm going through in my life. So I have some questions that I wanted to ask Like our last one, Smoke, our last little line, Smoke went crazy on it and gave me a life changing event in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like changed my life. So pretty much, I'm not gonna say I'm taking control of this whole thing, but nah, I got some questions that I need to ask my people and whoever else that can help me get through whatever I'm going through. So I know on whatever we're gonna talk about today, it has touched home for all of us. All of us. So when I say speak, why do we break each other's boundaries? Give me your perspective of what you see.
Yeah, I think that what Lamont saying is privacy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get what he's saying, and I'm gonna come in and he's wanting to hear each one of our experience on the topic. Is basically
Yeah,
what he wants. And
yeah,
for me entering into a relationship today, because I do have trust issues, because I do have so many things that I'm healing from. I need to go into the relationship without expectations. But I also need my significant other that's coming into my life to know the trauma that I've been through, so that he's aware that we're coming in openly, like smooth, like Smoke said, we're gonna come in here openly, so there ain't no crumbles in there. But if I have to be an investigator in my relationship and search for something that my intuition is telling me, then it's not going to make me feel secure. So we snoop into people's things because it's something that they're hiding. And we as women, our intuition feels it. I don't know if women, men, your intuition is going to make you look, but if it makes you look, are you really secure in that relationship that you don't have to break someone else's boundaries? Because if I got to investigate, we got some problems that we need to sit down and address as to why I'm feeling this uncomfortability that I did go into your privacy.
Got you. Got you. Come on, we got the Dewana, Tamika, and Chris left. So who want to go? Any one of y'all? Dewana, Tamika,
I
Chris?
mean,
Why?
I,
Okay.
I, I mean, I can honestly touch on what Smoke said about things as far as if you be open and honest in the beginning, you don't have to worry about boundaries being crossed, being because you're open, you honest, you're not giving that person the feeling that you hiding stuff, and it doesn't give them a reason to cross those boundaries of interrupting your privacy or going through your things and you know crossing boundaries. If you be open and honest from the get go, you don't have to worry about those things.
Hey, and I agree with you on that, Dewana, but that's Dewana take. We got Tamika and Chris. Y'all left.
I feel like people break those boundaries maybe because they are demanding respect, and instead of demanding, like, you know what I mean, it man give them respect rather than them just allowing give them the respect in which you feel that they deserve, the respect that I'm wanting, the respect that I'm requiring.
I agree with that. So Chris, pretty much what you're saying, if you giving all the things that that person want, that person shouldn't be going to invade no privacy or breaking no boundaries. Correct? Come on, somebody help me
Well,
out.
I
I
I
want
just
to say
understand,
one
but
thing.
what is going on in the
I
relationship that
rather, I
boundaries are
rather.
being broken?
The thing
What is
is,
the insecurities?
the insecurities of some people come into relationships with insecurities for one. So they bringing on old baggage into a new relationship, and
Hmm.
things that the person may be doing may trigger, a trauma in them that makes them feel like, oh, what he did, uh, uh, somebody else did in the past relationship, and it just made them feel like, oh, they might be doing the same thing that person doing, and some people, how can I say it? They go, they 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 go into this cycle of what they had to deal with in a past relationship because somebody might be displaying something that made them feel uncomfortable. So now they feeling like, oh, this person might be doing the same thing that Jack did. So now I got to go snooping, and I think that's where a lot of boundaries get crossed because people take into their new relationship what they did in the old.
But it's
And
something
if I
about that.
can,
Okay,
It's
if I
probably
can,
something.
I ain't
Go
gonna
ahead.
lie. That's a good point. I do want to highlight that because us as men, right? Us as men, we hear a woman's story. You feel me? And we hear some of the worst things they went through because each one of us, we always feel like, the woman gonna tell you, like, I've been through some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? And maybe as a man, you have been through some fucked up shit. But I think that as a man, right? I think that when you hear that a woman say, yeah, I followed my ex-boyfriend one time, I hacked into his iCloud, woody woody woo. Instead of us thinking like, okay, shit, I'm trying to be better than that man. Nah, she really just told you how she go about suspicious. So and even me, I've interpreted a lot of what I was told from my wife in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I totally missed the point. Flew right over my head. So sometimes when the women say something, we have to think more than just, okay, so the last nigga he ain't had no job. Shit. Here it is. I'm a flood it for you. Nah, sometimes you have to catch the point. And so most of what, in my opinion, a lot of what most women never had was a guy to say, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I like, this is what I don't like, but I can be the man for you. Give me a while to get to that space. You know, before we decide, or just before you take me too seriously. Like niggas be scared to say that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of those niggas. Hey, I might bullshit you a little bit, but I could be a good man. You know, give me a little rope until I get to where you need me to be. But in the
Whoa.
meantime, you know what I'm saying? I need all your attention. And if she be like, nigga, what the fuck are you smoking? Then you just have to take that. But you have to be honest, because the only way we different, and I think, is that most men never choose honesty until they jammed up.
I agree with you, Smoke.
And
I
as a
definitely agree
man,
with you.
just speaking on the podcast and just being real, and to all the men listening or whatever, if a nigga never told you nothing, if Uncle Daddy never told you nothing, you want to earn a woman respect, just be brutally honest with her. And if she shuts you down, one thing about it, you gain her respect with the honesty. She might say you crazy, or I don't know what the fuck this guy on. Or she might say, you know what? I'm with that. Because I can't really deal with messing with a lot of men. And if you earn my respect, I give you just enough time to figure it out. But I ain't finna give you forever, nigga. You never know. You just gotta just put it out there. Don't get caught
Yeah.
and then say, oh man, you know what? My
And
bad.
one
But man,
and,
shit, you know what's going on. No, she
and one
don't know what's
thing
going on. Nigga ain't told her. You know what I'm
one
saying?
thing about women,
Hey, okay,
they
okay.
want
Hey, let me
Wait,
honesty.
say
somebody
this.
speaking, Mark.
Who?
One thing about honesty, a lot of people want honesty, but a lot of people can't handle honesty. But I'd rather the honesty because I'm gonna respect you more. Cause once you start lying and I got to figure out this and do this and all this stuff going on, man, I'm gonna cross every boundary there is because now I have no respect for you.
And on the topic, you got to understand when we get into these relationships and we are open in the beginning. Now is up to us not to trigger that insecurity. We've already told you what it was. So if you're moving in a way that our ex did move, or something that we did experience because we learned that lesson, it's gonna make us investigate. It's gonna make us investigate if you trigger something that another person did. Even though we like to say that we don't bring it into it, if we see a same pattern that went on previous, we're gonna the suspicious is gonna come there. They're just gonna be there. You're gonna start doing the old trauma pattern. It's gonna hit a whole old trauma pattern where you're investigating. So honesty coming in is the best thing, and try not to trigger each other's triggers, and that's for men or women. You know what I'm saying? If that man don't told you what this woman took him through, or you know what I'm saying, but us ourselves have to have the conscience that we, when we're entering into a new relationship, that we're not bringing that old baggage. What is going on with us that we're still seeing the same patterns within us? Don't look at the partner, look at ourselves, so that we don't
Mm-hmm.
trigger it.
I'm with you now. I'm with you. I'm with you.
And if I can hop in right here, back to our topic, why we break boundaries, right? So I had this conversation with a friend of mine recently, and she's married, and I said, well, when is it okay? Well, she said, well, it depends. Are you in a relationship or are you in a marriage? So I think my take on it is there's no I in team. And when I said that to my friend, she's like, if you're married, why does he even have a lock on his phone? So is there a
Mm.
reasonable expectation of privacy in a relationship? Yes and no at the same time, right? Because if it's something that you have to lock up, if it's something that you don't want me to see and I find it from snooping, it's probably something that you probably shouldn't be doing. That's not conducive to a healthy relationship. So why do it in the first place? I feel like men use the term privacy as an excuse for their bad behavior. Why
Bingo,
are you violating my privacy?
bingo.
Well, why are you doing things that lead my intuition? And a woman's intuition is a gift from God. And
Ooh,
very rarely is it wrong. If a woman's intuition says something's going on. And when you get caught with your back against the wall, the only response is you violating my privacy.
yeah,
That's
because we're
funny.
You
Y'all
investigators.
disturbing my
intuition never
peace.
give y'all the lottery numbers. Why a
No,
woman
y'all, but
intuition
I've
but
never
been
the,
give the
but
lottery
asking.
numbers?
But as
That's
far as the
gambling,
intuition, you
okay?
got a scoop and you triggered it. We feel it. So now we got the look when we
You,
don't have to
you,
do all that. If you come in and take that mask off and
I'm just joking, but agree.
when your
in a
back is against the
relationship,
wall, then you start screaming about my privacy. Well, why were you doing that in the
For
first
sure, for
place?
sure. Okay, so
And I agree something
um,
Smoke said. Smoke, you said if you need to wait a while before you get in a serious space, that's how good women get damaged. Because while we wait for you to deal with Keisha, Tasha, Shaniqua, and all of those chicks that are in the wing, while you have this good woman want to wait for you, you want to excuse the bad behavior and then say I'm violating your privacy. Be honest up front. If you want to be out in the streets, be out in the streets and let me decide if I want to be the main chick and you still have side chicks.
yes,
All right.
But don't give
All right.
me
what you
the
saying?
impression,
let it be a
but don't
choice.
Okay,
give me
Let
the
it be a
impression that we're in an
choice.
exclusive relation. Let it be my choice. But don't take away my choice and then scream, I'm violating your privacy. You violating my sanity.
Yes, I agree with that. You
Hey,
taking away my peace.
well, Tamika, can I say just one thing? And
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, and I'm gonna be wholeheartedly,
I think
transparent.
I'm gonna say exactly
I
what I was
agree.
saying.
I agree with what you're saying. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with, what I'm saying, what you're saying. And I think that you, as a woman who feel that way, I really don't know how it can be presented, but I feel like you should state that at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And me being a man who I fucked up with my wife, and then when I actually did it, I was kind of like, damn, I really fucked up for nothing. Because the
For
stuff that was
nothing.
going on. So I do want to say I don't know how people would have these conversations, but you and what you said, sometimes you have to just directly say that to a man. Like these conversations with privacy have to come up. You know what I'm saying? Before, but you have to have these over dinner on good terms, not on bad terms. And I know it's easier said than done, but we have
I
to
But
agree.
say,
You're speaking, y'all are
but-
speaking from man's perspectives. First of
But
all, if
yeah.
you're in a
both of us
relationship,
have
there should be no locked
perspective.
phones. If you're in a relationship, there should be no locked phones. There should be nothing with a lock code on it. We're not hiding nothing. And if you're hiding it, it's something you don't want me to see. And that, therefore,
and you
Hey,
know what?
look.
don't
Go ahead.
find me
Go
in
Can
ahead.
I
peace and
chime in?
leave me in pieces.
Hey, let Chris.
I
Let's get
Oh,
disagree.
Chris.
I disagree. There should be locks on phones, right? Because we are not
Facts.
the only ones around our phones. We may work in the
Facts.
office, put our phone down. Like
Facts.
it's things that you don't want people to know, people to see, whatever the case may be.
So your
Now
significant other
it's a
should have that code.
now it's a different story. Hey, you want the code, you can have it. But at the same
Okay.
time, you don't have to wait till I go to the bathroom to go take a shower to go through my phone.
Facts.
If we riding in the car and you say, "Hey, babe, let me see. Can I use your phone? I want
Yeah.
somebody Bluetooth control music. You listen to it, and instead of saying, "Here, babe, put something on that you like," now it's like, "Okay, I gotta ask you what you want to listen to because I don't want you to have my phone." It shouldn't be like that.
I agree with that
and,
too.
and when it is like that,
That's all
that woman's intuition says something is wrong. And the first chance I get when he in the shower, I'm gonna look because he acting like this phone is attached to him
He
at
ain't
the
gonna
hip.
tell me.
And you know what? And you know what, Tamika? You absolutely right. You absolutely right. And I don't disagree at all. But what I will say is we have to take responsibility as men in recognizing things. And even though we don't have a woman's tuition, we should know, hey, look, man, you know, I'm kind of personal about my phone. My kids be texting me, you know, if you feeling some type of way, talk to me. But, just going through my phone, you know, especially if we haven't been together since teenagers and it was some stuff going on prior to before I met you, you know, I'm just at a point now, I feel like a woman ain't gonna respect you if you don't come out with these things open. So when you do feel like that, you as a woman also have to have a certain standard of honesty. Hey, look,
Tamika, late
man,
to the party.
you cuffing that phone, I feel like something going on. Maybe we need to
Now,
have. Maybe we need to
And do
have an
you think
inspection.
a liar
Everybody
is gonna
open.
say, "Oh yeah, something's going on"?
I'm just saying. I'm just
Do you
saying.
think a
I
liar
don't.
is gonna tell on themselves?
I'm not sure
Yeah.
how the man.
No,
I'm
they're
not
gonna
sure
wait
how.
till they get caught.
I'm not sure
They'd be
how
like,
the
"What are you
man.
talking about? You tripping?" See, and that's where those narcissistic behaviors come in because they turn it around
Okay,
and play victim and make it seem like you doing too much. Oh, you too controlling
hold on,
because
hold on, hold
you're
on,
not
hold on. I'm
honest in
glad
the
you
first
said that.
place.
I'm glad you said that. That's not what narcissistic means. Like y'all put your own definition on that. A man, a liar,
She just described gaslighting. That is one of them.
that's gaslighting. But gaslighting, hold on, gaslighting is a made up word. Like they made that word up. It's almost like a slang. Narcissistic behavior is not like playing
Hmm.
victim or none of that. That's what people attach to it. And I'm glad we having this conversation. Now, I'm not sure the person you dealing with, I'm not sure what they will say. But I do think that if we're trying to get a transparent relationship, that me as a man should be putting transparency on the table. And you as a woman should definitely say how you're feeling before you before you even have to check phones. Because at this age, I feel like a man
But we got to be honest
a man
and
should be
ask that
speaking
question.
up. And I feel like women shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a woman should say, hey, and
What are people checking
if
phones
he
for?
lies, he has to be accountable for that. You know, if you gave him a chance to be honest and he didn't, before you even found anything out, then he had to be accountable for that. And you should just let him know, hey man, I lost respect for you. It may hurt him,
But
but
smoke.
shit, he know it's his fault.
Okay, so smoke. Y'all got to excuse me too. I'm driving. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But at the same time, once you find out that information as a man or a woman, the ball is in your court. What are you gonna do if you're not gonna put your foot down and walk away? Shut up. Don't even complain about it.
Ooh, I
That's
was
true
told
too.
that years ago that if
That's
you
true
are
too.
gonna keep on complaining about something, if you are gonna go and keep fucking with that person, leave them alone. Let them cheat in peace. You ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere.
like
Stop making both of y'all look crazy.
That's true too. That's true too.
now the
Or he
first
can just
time
simply stop cheating. Simple.
he could,
That's true
he
too.
could.
Maybe I could.
He both of y'all
That's
I
true
got
had to
too.
make my
options.
way into this.
That's
I
true
was
too,
fighting
Tamika.
for my life back
I'm not
then.
denying anybody's claim. These are all good and valid points. You know, I'm just saying from my point of view, things that I wish I would have done differently and things that I wish were on the table because I ain't gonna lie, you might meet a cool chick and you might think like, oh, she ain't into that checking phone shit, and then you might do be doing dirt, maybe because y'all just met, or for whatever the case is. I don't want to make no excuses. Breaking trust and betraying and being deceitful, you know, I've learned the hard way. That could damage a relationship. It could damage a
Definitely.
family. It could damage a dynamic that could have been perfect if you would have said, hey, well, you know, man, damn, it is a couple people I entertain. I like you. And if you say right there, nigga, ain't no entertaining nobody else.
Nothing.
Why the fuck
Expectations
you
is
with me?
set.
I got one time. Now you told me, I respect that. But nigga, you got one time to entertain another motherfucker while you with me. I don't do that. Oh shit. Oh shit. You know, it might be lights flashing in his head, but now he know. Oh shit! And you know what about my sanity? I check your phone. I'ma smell your balls, and now a nigga like, oh shit. But you know, women be coming off. Women be coming off like, oh, I don't be checking phones. I don't do that. You know, whatever go come to me, go come to me. If you done hacked my whole laptop, nah, that didn't come to you.
I ain't gonna
You
lie.
went
Hold
and
on now.
solved that crime, Inspector
Some
Gadget.
things that's not true. Some
You
things do
solved
come to
that.
you, and some
That did not
things
come to you. But you know, sometimes you just gotta put on the table. Ain't no privacy.
Can
You know what I'm
can
saying? If you got a child or you got an auntie and she say something about me, I want to know. Ain't no privacy. She better don't text
can
it to you. She better call you over and tell you over some
so
fish and grits. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes with men and women, we just have to say who we are out the gate.
all
I was
right.
the
We
So
do
prophet
that
all
since
my
exact. I
lifetime.
agree with Smoke that we do these things. Me going into a relationship, I need to see your phone at least once a week. Hey, until I get to a place that I'm letting you know up front. I am unhealed in certain areas. I have trust issues. So if you're okay with that, because I'm telling you up front, so you get to choose if this is the type of relationship you want to get into. Not take that mask off upon coming into here, because I've already
Yeah,
told you I got insecurity.
yeah.
Ah,
I think that.
can y'all
I
hear me?
question slash statement.
Hey, yeah, D, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
I don't agree with that because sometimes if you be upfront and out and honest at the door, you might not be a certain part of me because you good. That certain part of me might stay buried.
That's what
I
a
mean,
dating come in at. See, we jump into these relationships and we're not dating people to even know if we like something, because we'll see them for a day or two or three. They're not really taking that mask off. None of us go into a relationship with our mask off because we're hiding ourselves, so we don't truly know where our weaknesses and our strengths are in the relationship. That's something that got to be built over time. But over time, like I said, if you're in a relationship that you're starting to try to feel secure in, and you see old patterns, it's gonna produce old trauma patterns within that person. So if your significant other knew that coming in, hey, you knew this was a problem, and this is what I feel. Now that I got to be an investigator, this is something that I don't like. So by the time you get caught, hey, what can we do to change this? What am I doing wrong? What are you doing wrong? So we can fix it. And if it can't be fixed, let it go.
Let me tell
My
you,
point.
one thing I've learned in relationships: never tell your current partner what you've been through in your past relationships, because they're gonna cross every fucking boundary there is to cross, knowing how much you can take and how much you took from the last relationship.
Hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Look at D. I agree with that.
That's
I
a good
definitely
one.
agree with
Okay,
that.
Yes.
so I got a question. So we're talking about Tamika brought up, a woman's intuition is, it's like it's your ears go up, boom, I got this intuition. Now, what if this same intuition leads you down a rabbit hole where you go looking for whatever it is, and time after time and time after time, you don't find anything, but you
That's
keep
different.
Hey, that goes back to my
so
question right here that was going across the stream.
then what? Because at that point, oh, you moving different, you moving funny. Hell, maybe I just woke up and had a change of heart and I said I'm gonna start moving differently. And you thinking because I'm not doing ABC anymore, now you thinking it's XYZ. And the whole time it's neither one of them, but because you keep it's like now I'm about to go and you ain't gonna like it.
So you're saying that
So,
somebody can push you to that point.
Absolutely.
It's a
Yep,
choice.
it is.
so somebody, curiosity. All right, one time something ain't right. You're moving different. I look one time. Okay, control. That's when you're doing it all the time. Like Sean said, I need to check your phone once a week. If I have to go through all of it, I'm not doing that. I know my worth as a woman. I know my worth as a educated, strong, loving black woman. And if I have to do that much to keep a man, I'm just not. I can do that all by myself. So that's when it becomes control. Curiosity, yeah. But if I look and look and look and don't find anything, like Chris said, maybe this man has made a concerted effort to do right by you. But we are so traumatized that sometimes it's hard to even believe that that's possible. It is possible. And I feel like the only way that's possible is with God in the mix, right?
Yeah.
Because our human nature is to sin. Even if you are 99% happy at home, nobody's perfect, but if you got 99% at home, why are you still entertaining people outside of that relationship? Why are you
What's
willing
going
to
on with you?
jeopardize your 99% for 1% for a moment of fun? And
Okay,
it doesn't even
okay.
have to mean sexual, right? It can be emotional. Why allow anybody to even penetrate that space?
Yes.
Yes, I
Facts.
agree with that 100%. I agree with that. And just like we talking now, sometimes people have to have these conversations within the relationship. I'm not
Yep,
saying that
I agree.
I ain't saying that I don't know anyone personally except for, you know what I'm saying, me and my wife. Well, I know all of y'all personally, but what I'm saying is in a relationship, maybe during the first part, you know what I'm saying, like people be meeting cousins And it's like LaShawn said, and Dewana actually sent me this a video about this. People be having babies from people and they be like, damn, I don't know if I want to marry her. But you done had a baby with her already.
They ain't marriage material.
That's crazy.
They ain't marriage material.
So,
Leave.
so a
Go
lot of
ahead.
times, huh?
No, I was saying, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So a lot of times we do need to have these conversations because I ain't gonna lie. I have I have definitely I have definitely fell victim to those situations just because I ain't know how a woman thought. I ain't know like what, oh shit, she was really thinking like that. Or this really happened. Sometimes have the conversation first before you say, oh, this nigga flipping, slipping, let me grab his phone.
But can I
Sometimes
flip
have the
flop this?
conversation first.
Can I flop this,
Okay.
keeping it on the same topic? Because I'm really curious and why I got the man on the phone. Why do y'all get so offensive when y'all know what our intuition is telling us? And when we check the phone and we see what was going on, why y'all so defensive now talk about privacy? We want to know now what was going on with you. Instead of you getting all defensive, what we was feeling was true. It was real. We ain't crazy. Now can you sit and explain why?
Okay,
Why
now
y'all get
let's
offensive?
say, right? Let's say, okay. All right, so let's say you was thinking like, okay, you know, it's something fishy going on. You know what I'm saying? It's something fishy going on. I want to know what it is. Um, boom. Now you go through my phone and you asking me a question about a text my sister sent. Or you might be asking me a question about my homeboy. You done read his business too. So intuition on cheating and I mean, it's just broad, you know?
No, the question was, and let me repeat myself: when y'all are caught with what our intuition is telling us, why y'all get so defensive instead of explaining to us realistically why, what is going
You
on?
you
Because
you know
before
the
we can
answer.
even get
You know
serious,
the answer to that. It's because you know the
especially if we
answer to
try to
that.
get serious with you,
Hey,
if we're giving
listen.
you our all and we find this stuff out, we want to know, hey, what is going on with you that this is happening when I'm giving you everything?
Hey, can I say something? Because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been on both sides of the ball. Like the one getting caught, the one finding out information. Like I literally, I've been on both sides of the ball, and both sides of the ball are fucked up situations. However you want to look at it, right? So whatever was did to force that person to go through it, to find out, to investigate, and to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say this, like on the real, us as men, we do have our feelings too. And I understand how y'all women feel as well. But I'm gonna say this though, like I'm gonna speak on me. I can't speak on nobody else, right? Like I just feel you can love a person so much, have that true, I'm talking about dynamic love for a person. But you can also have this other ego, like bad person, like person that's really has no value in this person's life that's on the right track. So me, there's a lot of reasons I did the shit that I did in my marriage, past relationships, or whatever it is. I just feel that it was always was lacking something that I didn't need or something that brought me no value to what I had. So I tell a lot of y'all, and I tell a lot of people that follows me on whatever platform I'm on, is that I had to go through whatever I've been through in life to get to where I'm at now. So I'm gonna give you now. I have a different understanding of things that's brought to me. Instead of me putting up a guard or just being upset, I listen more. I listen to both sides of the story. It may not come immediate, but when I start putting the puzzle together, I start understanding better. So I'm gonna give it like this. I think men go out there and entertain other people is because of not that they're lacking something, it's something that they're confused on, something that they really don't want that's fueling their ego or fueling something that they like. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of that,
I
I
agree.
I just feel you gotta let people be people and know your place. And I'm sorry if I ended it wrong, but know your place with that person, man. And I think me now at this point, I just know my place. I'm not worried about no nigga. I ain't worried about no chick. I ain't worried about none of that. I just know where I'm at when it comes to anything
I
people.
have a question, Lamar. If you're confused as a person or in a relationship, or like you said, men go out to cheat not because they, maybe because they, what you said, they're confused on something.
Uh-huh.
Why get into a situation with a person, with a woman, and drag them because you confused? Until you become unconfused, then you holler at me. Don't have
Hey,
me in a
Man,
relationship thinking that
Okay.
we gonna be good, and
man.
you rather
Can,
confused trying to figure out where you want to be.
can I answer this?
Yes.
Because that window of opportunity is slim.
damn, Chris.
Yeah,
Damn.
LaShawn, to answer your question, you know why? Because once that man is doing whatever he's doing, he knows that it's a possibility to lose you. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
honest with you, I'm gonna lose you. If I lie to
Mm-hmm.
you, I'm gonna lose you.
Facts.
Hell, it's
So
it's a
why do it
double-edged
in the
sword.
first place? Why
So
do it
you
in the
trying to
first
say
place? What is
you
You
going
trying to
on
you
with
say
you
you?
have your cake and
you
eat it
you
too?
you're asking a generic question to individual people. I can't speak for the masses, right? The reason why men do what they do, everybody has their own reasoning.
That's what
They
I just
might not
spoke for
be
me. I ain't
they
speak
they
for
they,
everybody.
Yeah.
they might not be happy at home. This woman might not be what he want or doing what he needs to feel pleased or happy or have whatever the case may be. Everybody has their own individual reason. Some people it's an ego trip. What's that damn drug that people get? It start with a D. Why they do what they do?
No.
Why they
Dope,
do what they do?
dope something. Yeah,
Oh,
what is called?
dopamine.
There you go,
Dopamine?
smoke.
Dopamine.
There you go. They, you know what I'm
Dopamine.
saying? Why do robbers rob? Because they get that adrenaline rush. They get that fix.
Facts.
So basically, you're saying that most men
See,
like
I
to
don't
test
like that.
drive us.
I
So
don't
you
like
like,
that
so y'all
because
want to
then when
test
I
drive
start
us?
acting like you and I start test driving somebody else, now you mad.
Want to test drive us? Yes. You want
Hold
to
on,
test
wait,
drive
time
us?
out. Now you can't say that because it also goes the other way around. Don't you? If you go to the car lot, don't you test drive the car, drive it off the lot before you purchase it?
That's what dating's for. But once you commit
See,
yourself to a relationship, once you
and
commit
dating.
yourself to that relationship, you should be deleting out old numbers. You shouldn't even be talking to nobody in the past that's on a level that's
So
not
hold on, I got a question,
productive.
LaShawn. I got a question for them, for the men. So
Go
when you
ahead,
get
baby.
married to this person, that means you said to yourself that I'm not confused no more. I want to be with this
Mm.
person. So now I get involved and get married to this person, but you still out there still confused as hell because you still cheating. So what are
Test
we
driving.
doing?
Well,
You
shit,
still
you
test
had a
driving
chance.
and you done got
You
married?
you had a, but you had a chance at the altar to say no. You said yeah, get in and ride.
But I didn't know you were test
Oh,
driving until my intuition kicked in after
That's
the
what I'm
fact.
saying.
And you
Well,
can
see,
only
once it
test
kicks
drive
in
one
okay.
and you find out what you
way.
want to find, you can hit that ejecto cedo like in the Fast and the Furious, and you can tear up out of there.
All right. So
You
listen,
could only
listening
test
to
drive
what
one car at
everybody
a
said.
time. So quit playing and destroying good women in the process.
Hey, guess
Exactly.
that's 7 cars in a week. We good.
All right. So I've
Oh my
listened.
God.
I'm looking for my damn lighter.
I've
Oh
listened
my
to
God.
what everybody said, and this is one thing I want to point out. Right. This is one thing that I would beg men to do. You know what I'm saying? And this was a hard lesson that I had to learn. Right. Most men, you know what I'm saying, when they do get into a relationship, men don't necessarily know what they want. A woman to come and say, "Oh, I need a man like this, and he
Mm.
got to be this, and he got to be that," and really a man just talking like trying to figure it out, and then also too the man has needs. So really, so you mix sex into trying to find what you really want, and I ain't gonna lie, a lot of women ain't really out there saying, "Okay, I'm gonna be a good wife. Hey, so what are your dreams? They really listening, taking in, but women ain't waking up. Well, I don't want to say all women, but a lot of women ain't waking up having these conversations or being a man's companion or being an actual good wife. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't really taking that time. I think women should date. When you meet a nigga, hey, look, man, I know you full of shit, but look, until we lock in, I'm a date too. I
Hey,
really feel
look,
like those conversations need to be had. So now you
I
know
got
the women you dealing
I
with.
was just about to
You know the
touch on
women
that.
you dealing with. If you want to say that,
I
then
was
say that. Don't say I'm a
I
But
cool
was
then
just
chick,
once
about
you
but the
I
lock
was
whole
just
in,
time
then
about to
you an
what?
touch on that.
FBI agent. The whole time you an FBI
So
agent. It's go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Smoke. But what
so
if you
my
locked
question.
in?
Huh?
What if you locked in? You've agreed to
Right.
Then we
lock
locked
in
in.
and you still doing this, but
Now
you still
first,
doing the same thing.
now first thing that I want to say, I agree with what everyone's saying. And I'm not making excuses, but I'm just having a conversation that I wish somebody would have told me. You know what I'm
facts,
saying?
facts.
But smoke,
So go ahead.
Tamika
Hold on, let me
said,
answer her question first,
okay,
LaShawn, because
I'm
she
finna
said,
say,
"What if we
ask
locked
the
in?"
question. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm a pro. I'm a pro at fucking up. It ain't nothing you can say that I don't have an answer for, because I'm just saying, I'm just saying the opposite of what I should have done. So it's easy to answer. All right. So in your case, um, y'all locked in and they still fucking up. Okay, boom. Listen to this, and this is just a theory. So it's not an attack on anyone. It's just a theory, right? Let's say a man who y'all locked in, the man fuck up. Now, if he fuck up and you say, what the fuck you doing? And he say, damn, I ain't gonna lie. I went out one time and it was just like free pussy there. I have to learn how to say no to this. I apologize. I'm sorry. Now, if he's saying that he fucked up and he want to be with you, then you have to let him learn that lesson, or you don't. It's a free country. But I have known some men, and this is my personal experience on everything I love. Some men be in a relationship 3 or 4 years, right? And this what they know. And then they look this way and be like, well, goddamn, that ain't even close to what I'm getting. I didn't even know this shit existed. Now his head fucked up, man. And
Yeah,
that happens because you have some women, right? You have some women, it's just all different kind of women. You can't really say. It's like a man might have a woman who beautiful, and she does nothing to be beautiful. She just wake up in the morning and she beautiful. And then you got another woman, she works hard at being beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She puts in effort. He be like, damn, I kind of like the effort more than I like the look. And now his head fucked up. He been dealing with this for 4 years. He be like, she beautiful, but she don't really do nothing to be beautiful. She's just there.
That's
smoke.
where
I
communication
got a
come in at.
question.
That's where communication come in, and that's bullshit as excuse. Because if you want answer, then you see it in another woman. Tell your woman, damn, I know you beautiful. You wake up, I want to see you put on some makeup, put on some hair. Tell her
That's
before you
absolutely
go
true.
out there and do what you doing. You sound crazy. Because
Now
now
it's
you
Okay,
not
making
so
it's not
excuses
that
of why you.
I got a
Hey,
he's
hey,
question.
saying
I'm
he's
sorry.
saying it
I'm
Just
sounds
sorry, my
crazy, but
people.
it's
Hey,
happening.
I'm about to
If it
change the
sounds
topic.
crazy, why is it happening?
Hey,
Hold on,
that,
Lamont. Hold on.
Hold on,
I
he
got a
got a
question.
question.
I got a question
Lamar,
for the
just let it
woman,
flow, baby.
right? I got a question for the women because it's always we the men getting asked question. My question for the woman, for the women on here and listening is when y'all say dating, right? That means other people. As a woman, do you expect a man to take you seriously and count on you and put those eggs in that basket with you when you say that, oh, we're dating?
And every woman is their own individuals. And I'm gonna only speak on my story. And this is facts. I just got out of a 2-year relationship, and then I met someone, and he was married. See, I now know that you got some stuff you got to take care of on that end. See, I see the potential, but now I got some healing on my end. He got some healing on his end. And when we come together, we go talk about everything. And I'm not dating anyone. I'm learning me. I'm taking this time for me. So when I do enter into that relationship, I'm coming wholeheartedly, seriously. And when I say I'm dating you, it's only you. But I'm not going to prove my value if you don't understand my work. I'm just not going to do that.
But that's not what dating is classified as.
They just classified to get to
Well,
know someone.
Chris, there's a difference between dating and dating exclusively, right? And I feel like they're tiers. If I'm dating, I'm out there trying, I'm looking, I'm trying to find, I'm entertaining multiple people, trying to find what I like. When I find what I like, or I narrow it down to this, I see this person as a potential long-term mate, and we begin dating exclusively. All them other people I were dating, they gotta go.
Thank you.
So we have to, again, as Dee said, have that conversation. We're dating, but are we dating exclusively? If we're dating exclusively, then I have some expectations of you, and you should have some of me.
Right.
Yes.
So it's about being honest. Don't pretend we're dating exclusively when you're still out there dating. Because I done moved on to the next level and you still here. And like DMX said, you got Keisha, Tasha, you just naming them out.
Yeah, so it's a difference in the dating. See, I agree with that. I
I agree
agree.
with it too. I mean, it's some men out there that need to hear this. And maybe it'll
I
prevent most
agree.
men from bumping their head. Cause take it from me, these women really sugarcoating it for you. Because it becomes a norm. And I hate to say this, but I ain't giving the men no break neither. When it's time for me to get on the women, I'm gonna get on the women. But I ain't giving the men no break neither, man. We we haven't given these women like real like a way to respect us. Some of us lucky. Cause
Yeah.
I know for some of the shit I done, I should have been got a text message like, hey, is this your bitch? And bent over, spread eagle, and I would be like, I'm gonna kill both of y'all. Nice video, but hey, nice video, but bitches dying tonight. Okay? It's a bloodbath. I don't care if I run into your auntie and she walking ugly out the
Oh,
house. I'm going
oh
to win.
boy.
So all right. So you know what I'm saying? So I gotta be honest, man. For the men, we have to keep that level of respect because a lot of us is lucky. Cause the respect that we threw down the drain, bro, it can get ugly. When you go to throwing your respect down the drain, things can get ugly. And I think as we get older, we just need to have these conversations. Hey, you know what, man? You kind of don't get the balls when. And if she say I don't do balls and balls is your thing, speak up, nigga. Hey, look, I'm telling you. And if she just say I don't do it, now you have a reason. But I feel the women on the
A reason to
reasoning,
do what?
huh?
I'm so confused.
A reason to stay or go. That should be your only thought. You have a reason to
Okay,
stay
cool,
or a reason to
cool.
go. Not a reason
Listen,
to keep her around, but have somebody on the side that does what I want them to do. And then come back over
hey,
here like nothing happened.
hey, you know what? You absolutely right. How you feel and what your standards are right. But all I'm saying is just for me and probably for a lot of other men out there, say it. Say it like me, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Right? I've heard plenty of my friends say they come in drunk, they just snatch panties off. They gonna snatch panties off and we gonna get it in. Hey, me. I ain't gonna lie, you can't wake my wife up out of sleep.
I'm
She ain't
telling
that
you,
type of person.
bro.
Don't lie
Man,
on
that
that.
ain't her thing. Like when we first met, I used to try that because that used to be my thing when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I used to try that, and she one time
Hey,
woke up
that man is
literally like
lying.
out of it, like she sleeps deep, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, that ain't the move right there. So it's just about being vocal. You have to, you have to just say some things and state them. Even though the women will hit you with, nigga, you should know. But men, when you meeting these women, I know we be wanting pussy,
LaShawn,
but
that's
before
why
you
you
Yeah.
disrespect and damage what you could potentially have with a woman, bro, just say how you feel and things you want, honestly. And the women too, just put that shit all out there.
Hey, hey, so look. I know we've been everywhere, but this is my next question.
The partner invades your privacy.
Hey,
That's
look, there go my next question.
the topic.
Should partners have access to each other's accounts? checking account, money,
Yeah, yeah. You need to know what's coming in
retirement.
and what's going out. You damn right.
Hell no.
Hold on, my daughter said depending on what stage of the relationship you're in.
Nope.
And that
And
was
where
going to
Nope.
be
you
my
at?
answer,
It
Sean. If we are
He said,
husband
where
and
you at?
wife, what's yours
no.
is ours, and what's mine is ours. If we are
Not
married and we
dating,
have,
not dating, not dating. Married,
if
Exactly.
we
yes.
date now, come
No.
on now, that's a little
No.
too much.
No.
I don't know you like that player.
Even in
Yes,
marriage,
dating.
no. Nah. What's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. What's ours is ours. You don't
Well,
need
I,
to
I
know,
beg to differ.
but that
Me
that
too.
goes into having the conversation of
Wait.
finances.
So, Chris, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say that I differ. At the end of the day, everybody's relationship is different. So, whatever works for that relationship works for that relationship. See, with me and my husband, we have our own separate accounts, but we have accounts together. But we still have access to even the separate
Yeah.
accounts.
Hmm. And that's how it should be. You can have your
I
own,
mean,
but
with that, I think people just need to have the discussion. Like they're gonna lay out the bills because especially in relationships where people have um kids, you know what I'm saying? Like if you and your baby dad have a kid and you get married, then the bill should be discussed. Like if your son wants a $300 or $400 something and you like, oh, I'm gonna get it, I shouldn't be like, hey man, that's kind of expensive, ain't it? You know, if his dad gonna go have with you, and if you and his dad agree on that, then it just has to be talked about on what we gonna have available and what we're
Okay,
not.
but
Because
smoke.
when you have other parents involved, then okay, go ahead. Huh?
Well, that I can agree with
I'm
only
looking for
being
some
because
We
cornbread, man. My
when
already
you're
daddy want to
dealing
make
with
some
we
cornbread.
when you're
already
dealing
diving
in a
we already
relationship,
diving way too deep because we skipping over us and going to kids, right?
no,
If
because
my partner, if me and my
Okay, all right,
partner,
true.
if you have your own account as a woman, I have my own account as a man. We have an account together that bills get handled out of, and you decide, woman, hey, I want to go get my hair done and my nails done and whatever the case may be and treat myself, and you know that you have a partner that has access to see what you got, see what you spending, that's your money. And you decide that, hey, I want to go buy this $300 weave, and you know that I'm constantly checking accounts and this, that, and the third. That's your business, because when it's time for me to go spend my money on what I want to buy, and if I want to go buy car parts, that ain't none of your business. That's me treating myself. I don't need you checking it every day to see what I got, what I went to go buy, what I spent, because guess what? One of those items could possibly be to surprise you. And what? That has now ruined the element of surprise because you done seen that I went to this jewelry store and spent $1,500.
ooh, child,
Right.
that is me. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't ruin my own surprises being nosy.
I
I
wanted to
get
go
into a
upgrade your
relationship for
ring.
benefits
Well,
and security, baby.
one thing about it, that I can say, I can't surprise my wife. Like she just that nosy.
I
She
just
don't
told
even
her
like.
that.
She just like what she like. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, I don't have to surprise her. That element
No.
gone. So basically, shit. I don't know if she felt like she cheated herself or got what she deserved, but she don't get surprises, and she fine with that. So if a woman wants to be that invested and really want to dig that much into what's going on, she had to know she missing something. So in her case, she know she ain't gonna get no surprise. I tell her what I'm gonna get. I make sure she like it, and she get it.
Well, I feel like a
So
healthy relationship should strive to thrive on both partners sitting down because it doesn't matter if it's the hair, the car. Hey, baby, I'm going into my account and getting my hair done. It's gonna be about $75, $80. You know what I'm saying? Him, oh, I'm gonna get my car fixed. These are simple things that you can explain to your spouse that you're doing or your significant other that you're doing. It ain't about my privacy, my this, my that. We're in partnership.
I agree
Yeah,
with
but
that.
I can
it's
speak
but
on that. I can
we
speak
have an
from
but
account
firsthand.
we have an account
I ain't gonna
separate.
lie.
We have an account separate.
I mean, but
It
We
does.
have a
It
joint
doesn't matter.
account.
But we're in this. We're in this together,
No,
and our
I
money is
disagree with
together
that.
to build. If you're gonna get in a relationship where you it's mine, 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 you ain't ready to be in a me and he or he and she. That's just what
I
that is.
but that's not even it, because if bills is covered, and this is what we discussed that household bills are, and you're going to contribute this much into this account to cover this, and I'm going to contribute, let's just say 30% of our paycheck, whatever that 30% looks like, right? Because we can't put a dollar number on it. I might make $2,000, you might only make $1,000. 30% is still 30%. But what I decide to do with my money, whether I want to gift you something, do something for you, or again, if I just want to put my money down to the side and say, you know what, I'm going to surprise the family, and I'm going to stack my money, and I'm just going to book us a vacation.
There is
Hey,
no
babe, I
I
need you
in
to take
Or
this
you
seeing.
out there, or Sean,
now.
he out there stacking that money, paying bills at the other side chick's
You
house.
ain't
You feel
hearing
me?
me. Why is it so? Why is it a my thing? My mean that you're not ready to be a we thing is what I'm saying. Because it doesn't matter
Because
if you
there's
have separate
already a we
accounts.
account. There's already a we account.
And when you come into a relationship, it is now a we. Everything is we. There is no me, my stuff, your stuff, my stuff, your stuff. No, it's our stuff. Even though we have separate accounts, we still want to sit down with each other and say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing out of my account. This is what." It doesn't matter. It's an open communication of what's going on with the finances in general.
I'm kind of torn between Sean and Chris on this one, and I can speak on it firsthand, right? So when I got married, and I was married for 14 years with my ex-husband for 17, I don't even remember who told me this, but I had an older woman to tell me that make sure we get six accounts when we get married. And here I was 21 getting married, and I was like, six accounts? That sounds crazy, right? She said, make sure you have your joint checking and saving. That takes care of all your household expenses, emergency saving. This is your family money. Make sure your husband has his checking and saving. Make sure you have your checking and saving. So just like Chris says, if y'all agree that X percent is going to go into your account, that X percent is for me to do with it whatever I choose, right? Like I had my grandmother that I was helping to pay her bills in Jamaica. My husband could not tell me, no, I can't pay my grandmother's light bill, right? Because it came out of my personal account. Right. That was, and if he had his mom to take care of her, if he was a car guy, if he want to go put rims on his car, do it out of your account. That's fine. So I really feel like in relationships, we have to have the healthy space. And I think what we're saying is not should we have it, but should we have access to it? I was always able to see, I manage the finances. So I was able to see everything. And that's how I caught him when the money started looking funny, right?
Oh,
When I started seeing bills being paid out of his account that weren't our joint bills, that's when I knew that there was somebody else.
Yeah,
But it's not something that I would just go in his account just to
See,
randomly look.
see, this is
And
what
he didn't
I
know. He
can.
didn't know that I had money. I had enough money to go buy a house cash on the courthouse steps. He's like, "Where the money coming from? Don't worry about it. That's my money."
See, this is where I disagree because you got your own account. I got my own account. Then we have this joint account where all the bills is coming out of. Correct, right? That's
Yes.
where. Okay. So boom, all the bills are paid from this account. So now husband or wife done did everything. I mean, done spent all their money. Now you looking towards the wife or the husband, be like, hey, babe, I need about $400 from payday. Wait, you don't win this fucked over your money. Now I got to cover your bills.
That's
Y'all
see,
ain't
that's
think
a
about
part
that rainy day,
that
right?
no, but that's a problem, because that means money wasn't put in the account to meet our basic needs to maintain
No,
this
no, no.
household.
The household, what I just said, the household was taken care of. But now you done went and splurged on the money that you had for yourself. Now you need something else, and now you got to come to me to come cover whatever you lacking on.
No.
No,
No. You
my
gonna
nigga,
wait
you
until next
figure it
month
out.
because that's you
Yeah,
done blew your
no.
fund money budget for the month. No, you just gonna have to wait.
I
If
don't
it's an
know. Maybe,
emergency,
like I said, everybody's different. I'm on more of I want to go into a healthy relationship, and if somebody in my family is sick, I'm hoping that me and my significant other is going to sit down and say, "Hey, now this is a part of our bills because my mama nursing home, my mama rehab. Just like if it was his parent, we're now one. This is now a bill. Fuck that's coming out of separate accounts. This is now on our bills. My mom is now on our bills." My
I
daddy,
agree with
your dad
that.
is now on our bills. That's a bill thing. That's not a my account thing. That's we're coming together because I have to make sure my parent is okay. If his parent was sick, hey, we got to come together in this account and this is what we could do to get this paid. That's just how I'm coming into the next relationship that I get into. I don't want the investigation. I don't want the distrust. I just want let
so
it
bringing
let
it
it
back to your question, Lamont, should we have access to each other's account? And I think what I'm hearing everyone say is I guess it depends on the access. Should we have access to see or should we have access to spend? I'm okay with you having access to see, but you should not be able to spend the money that is in the account that I have, that we have designated as your money or my money outside of or joint account. I don't even know if I want you to, in all honest, I don't think my ex-husband could see my account. Because like I said, when I bought that house and I bought it cash on the courthouse steps, he didn't even know where that money came from. So he didn't see that money.
That's that sneaky shit.
yeah, see, I don't know. I just
But but my
That's
sneaky
not
stuff was for the
being
betterment of my family. But men's sneaky stuff is for the betterment of Laquana and Lakeisha and Shawana and taking care and
All
paying
right,
their
but this is
Metro
my thing.
PCS bill and paying for their raggedy
Can you
car
stop it?
insurance that don't even have full
Can you keep it?
coverage.
yeah, I don't
My
I don't
Hey,
stuff,
I don't need
my
you
stuff is to
seeing
better our family.
I don't need you seeing what I got personally. That's just me. I don't agree with it. We have, like Tamika said, we have a family checking account, a family savings
Yes,
account. I
push it
have my
hard.
own checking account, my own savings account. You have your own, whatever the case may be. Now, if something comes up within the house that is unexpected, oh, an appliance goes out, we want to upgrade this, we want to do that, okay, then we can pull from our personal account. Hey, this is what it's going to cost. It's benefiting both of us. We'll go half. We'll put that money in there, swipe that card. We're good. But you don't need to know if I got $1 in there or if I got $1 million in there. That ain't none of your business.
That means you don't trust your partner completely. You don't trust them
No.
with your finances.
yes.
Or we can make that statement. Hey, I want to go make a purchase, and let's set a limit on what this purchase can be. Hey, you can spend up to $1,000 without from your personal account, as long as it doesn't affect our household bill. Any major purchases, I have to know about it because it's going to affect our household budget.
I
You
agree.
can't go out there. You can't go out there and buy a new 60,
About a
seventy
G
thousand
wagon.
dollar F-150 and yeah, and think that it's gonna come out of household money. Hell no. You went and bought it. That's your shit. That's your damn responsibility.
Well, I'm glad that Tamika mentioned something, and that has me thinking. When it comes to nationalities, also because a lot of island people take care of their families back home. Even when people come into relationships with them, they need to know that hey, this is right here. This is my
Absolutely.
responsibility. So y'all do have a different responsibility. Us American kids was always known to fend for self. Y'all was known to hey, family is important. This is what you got to do when you get above. Hey, we helping everybody out. So it's different with the nationality too.
hey, so y'all know we've been well over an hour in our whole mirror conversations task today, man. I think it was great, but I wanted, like I told you guys, I wanted to switch up some things. So all of us are about to have a mirror conversation self check. So I'm gonna put a question, I'm gonna put a statement, question, however y'all want to do it. Everybody speak on their experience of it. I go first, and y'all want me to go first, since I be having all of these ideas. Each host reflect. Have you ever broken someone's privacy?
That answer gonna be yeah all across the board,
Not
as,
necessarily.
as
Yep,
adults or
I
as
have.
kids.
All right, so Dewana, since you said son, reflect. Tell us how you did that.
How breaking someone's privacy?
Yeah,
Shit, what
how
other
you
can I
broke
do?
your
Go
own
through
privacy.
phones. I went through phones. I went through computer, man. I done did it all. So, like you said, inspect the
MySpace.
gadget. I, I done
That's
been through.
old school right
Smoke
there.
will tell you. Smoke will tell you. I done been through Facebook. I done been through the phone. I done been through the computer. I mean, I
Do you
probably
check the
could.
Christian mingle?
I done, child, I done checked everything. You probably know his social security, his daddy's social security, and all that. I am the one.
Dewana inspect the gadget.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna find out. Cause guess
Hey,
what?
listen, Lamont, I don't even know why it's men working in the FBI.
For the month, probably.
I ain't lying. Smoke used to be so surprised how I used to find out things. He used to be like, "God damn, how she know that shit?" Man, listen, I knew all his
Hey,
stats
so who
before he even
next?
knew it.
I
And
don't
D,
been on
most
the
of the
internet.
time when we ask
Go
you a
ahead.
question, we already know the answer. We're just trying to see if you're
You
gonna be
already
honest
know.
about it or
I just
not,
want to
because
say
we already
you don't
figured it
brag
out.
about it.
Well, there ain't no need
Yeah.
to ask.
If you already know the answer,
Yeah, don't ask me because I'm taking it to the grave with me.
Oh no, I don't file phone. Look, I don't file phone numbers and pay for them to look up what's the location of the phone number, what's the names. Oh, I don't went there. I don't went there with IDs. Have you seen this person, baby? I'm invading every privacy you have back in those days.
Yeah, y'all can figure it out once I'm in the casket and both of y'all is crying at the funeral.
wow,
I ain't got nothing to do with that no more.
wow,
Yeah, everybody
But
don't invite
but
it
to answer
invaded
your
some
your your,
privacy.
your mirror question, Lamont,
yeah.
yes. I'm pretty sure we all have at some point, some way, shape, or form. For me, I have. I was with my ex-wife, and my house phone rings, not a cell phone. My house phone rings. Who the hell is this? I get to investigate, and the phone bill in my name. I'm going to look at the phone bill. Mind you, I'm in the military. I'm leaving out the house at 6 o'clock in the morning. You on the phone with this same phone number at 6:05. What the hell going on?
Everybody
Oh,
don't
Yeah,
did
my
their investigation.
yeah. And for whatever reason,
What
Lamont,
they say, have
Tamika
any
tell you,
in your life have you
for
ever violated
for
someone's
whatever
privacy?
reason, Tamika tell you, I seem to find or cross paths with women. For whatever
Let me
reason,
go check
they
this
want
out.
to go
You
search
know,
my
I never
ex-wife.
had. I've never. Only time I
Whose
found
phone is
something
that?
like that
You got to
phone
mute
number, we
that.
just want to go to that movie that night. We
Sean,
was sitting at
Sean,
the table. Yeah.
Sean, mute, because you're
I,
talking and
I,
it's
I just did it. I got it. I got it.
okay.
Yeah, Lamont. My sister tell you, for whatever reason, I seem to cross paths with all the women that want to go look up my ex-wife. You want to go bark up that tree? Your ass is grass.
Look at the competition. We do. I
It
don't
ain't
know
no.
why.
You can't compete when you can't compare.
Ooh.
I'll give you a prime example.
Damn.
My baby mother decided to go look up my ex-wife, thinking that my ex-wife was gonna tell information on me. Oh, well, do you know where he works at? Nope, I don't want nothing to do with it. My name Bennett, I ain't in it. And guess what? After 30 seconds after you hang that phone call up, guess who called my phone?
Your
The
wife.
The
ex-wife
ex-wife.
say your
Your
new girl
girl.
crazy.
Your girl, yeah. Your
But
girl
guess
looking
what,
you up.
Lamont?
Yeah.
Me and that same ex-wife right now, we cool as ever. That's my dog. That's the homie. I can call her grandmother right now. Grandma, what you cook? I'm pulling up. Okay, well, I just want you to know such and such over here. I don't care. I'm coming to get a plate of food, and grandma ain't gonna tell me no.
Mm. You got to know your position.
That's what I always say.
You gotta know it.
I always say that.
And
All
it
right,
is
so
what it
So
is.
smoke.
But there's nothing going on. But whoever I deal with just gotta like that's my dog. That's almost 10 years. Like we good. But that's enough of that mirror moment for me. Next.
Go ahead, smoke, smoke. So we having mirror check moments. Each host reflects how have you ever broken someone's privacy. Give me your own experience, my guy.
How have I ever broken someone's privacy? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think me and my wife both was at a point where she went through my phone, and I was just like, this motherfucker always going through the phone. I'm not trying to justify it, but that ain't really my thing. But once I realized that women
I told
that
y'all.
that it's not gonna be no cheating, that the women gonna, if you want to find out something bad about you, shit, look at the woman to woman text with her friends. That's gonna
That's what all
that's
the
gonna
tea
let you
is.
know where
Smoke.
you stand at. That's gonna let you
Smoke.
know where you stand at.
Smoke. You
Hey,
can't be
Oh,
smoke,
telling all our
bro. That's
That's
my
why
secrets.
some
guy
men
right
cheat,
there.
man.
I
Hey
seen a group
Tamika,
Smoke.
hey
chat one
Tamika and
time.
Rashawn,
I seen
they
a
better
group
not go
chat
to
one
them best
time.
friend group chats, cause I'm telling you,
I
we gonna
think
get a
I
You're
divorce.
think
about to get your feelings hurt.
I think the friends had caught me ugly or something, or they had put up a picture or something. I was like, but you know what I did? I told myself, I said, you bitch ass nigga, you should have left that shit alone in the first place, nigga. You got that what your ass was looking for, little ugly ass. I was like, damn.
You fucking with
I,
that ugly ass
and,
nigga.
and even though, and I did tell her, but I ain't never say nothing to none of the friends. So, but I'm just telling you, you want to find out the truth? Don't look for the niggas because they gonna
I don't
camouflage
know
that
about
all
that, cause
day.
none of
Look
my
for the
friends ain't never
friends.
did that, so I don't know if Smoke talking about me or somebody else.
Oh no, I mean, all right.
He talking
I'm
smoke
about
just, I'm
smoke
somebody
just
else.
letting,
smoke
I'm
thought he
just
put
letting
his
you know.
smoke.
You don't remember they compared me to a picture. I don't think they necessarily said it was
Smoke
something.
smoke
Oh,
thought
this smoke
smoke
right
thought he
here.
You
put
don't
it
Y'all
down
remember
the
that
say
night
this
shit like
nigga
before.
said
that,
this smoke
boy?
right here, and it was a picture.
No, I don't know, cause
Smoke
that's
thought he had
embarrassing.
put
I
it
don't
down
know
the
Smoke
night
talking about.
before, and then when he went to go read the group text message, she said, "Girl, he ain't last longer than the ride at Six Flags." Smoke say, "Oh Lord, have mercy."
That now, Chris, that might have been some shit in there, but I don't know what he talking about.
How long gonna
I
rise on
actually
Six
didn't say
Flags?
it, but as a man, you know what I'm saying. You have to take that when you take that face. But anyway, that was the thing. That was the privacy thing. Other than that, I never really did that. But speaking on that, a lot of things that you may read in a woman's group text, God forbid if they see you say something similar. Like women, it's just different between men and women because things that women do, men can't do. Or things that women say about men, men can't say vice versa about women. Like it's just like you said, Chris. If I look in the text and I know last night, shit, it wasn't one of my best performances. Now, vice versa that. Yeah, man, shit. She can't really like rap. I be liking to see she was looking at me. Now, if you text your homeboy that, man, your wife gonna be wondering why don't he fuck with you.
Hey,
But
smoke, your phone breaking up bad, my guy.
oh me,
Yeah, your phone breaking up bad.
shit. All right, let me look at Wi-Fi.
I don't even know, but Tamika, you next.
All right. So, have you ever broken someone's privacy? Yes, I have. The first time I did it, it ended a 17-year relationship and marriage. And when I found the information in black and white, I said, I'm done, effective immediately. End the conversation. I was done,
Oh
right? I'd
yeah.
already
By the way,
suspected.
that also didn't affect Tamika. That also affected me as her younger brother.
Oh,
Okay.
How so?
Tamika went in the FBI mode, was looking for a car. I happened to find the car and put two and two together.
So my ex had a car. My car was registered in his name. So when went to go do the registration, I see a tag
Zachariah
and a
Brown.
vehicle that I don't recognize. So I tell my brother about it. Later on, we find out my brother's girlfriend was driving the car. So that was boom, that was an explosion. Like we never thought that would ever happen. Why is my brother's girlfriend driving a car owned by my ex-husband? I don't know, but anyway, homegirl still got a can. I got cans of Whoop AZZs on the shelf for certain people, and she got one with her name on it just for disrespecting me and smiling in my face and breaking bread at my table and doing whatever she was doing with my ex-husband while dating my brother. So she got a double dose. She got a large size
Hey,
can and it has no expiration date. But nonetheless, back to what I'm
Mm,
saying.
I
Yes, I've
missed
broken
that.
somebody's privacy, but I don't just go around breaking somebody's privacy. I do it when I feel like I have a valid reason to do so. And sometimes the price that we pay for breaking privacy is a very dear one. Like I said, it cost me my marriage. Currently, so, there's Tamika and then there's Keisha. Tamika says, be the mature woman, walk away, know your worth. But then there's Keisha right now saying, I got an address on Thurberton Trail. I'm going to just pull up. I want to see who lives there.
Yep.
So
Was just
we'll see. Just depends on my mood that day. Am I going to be Tamika or am I going to be Keisha? Your privacy does not entitle you to bad behavior. You better know my worth as a woman, know my worth as a woman of God, know my worth as an educated woman, know my worth as a woman who loves you. And if
unconditionally.
that's not enough, unconditional. And if that's not enough, then let me go. Because when you unlock the beast inside of me, she ain't pretty.
Step
That's
aside and
wow.
that's
get out
what I
the
would
way.
say.
I feel sorry for him. I feel
Me
sorry
too.
for him.
Listen,
Hey,
listen, Lamont, you
uh,
don't even know the half.
nah, shit.
That's just knowing what you coming in you bring it to the table.
Lamont, have you
Y'all,
broken
it was
privacy?
so bad. My car was parked outside of Tamika's house one day, and the nigga pulled up and pulled off.
That was meant to be seen.
Hey man, so look, I'm a
But
close out,
Mark,
and
you didn't answer that question.
I know I'm about to. Y'all give me a minute. Oh, like y'all been waiting on me, man.
The man
Like,
got the process. He got the process.
oh man. Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I was one of them dudes. I was checking phone records. I was checking the car, trying to see if I could find evidence.
How many miles did they go?
Like however it was. But yeah, I did it all. I did it all. But here's my take now. So my take just didn't come from just today. My take came from like conversations that I'd have had with people, the mirror conversations, the vlogs that I do every day. I laid in my bed the other day and I watched for like 2 hours of all the stuff that I was talking about. And I treated it as healing. So when I say I've invaded privacy, boundaries, push people to the limit of anything, I did all of that. So now at this point, and this is the truth. This is the truth. Even though this truth came with so much more, I know my value right now. You get what I'm saying? I know my value, meaning that I ain't going through your phone. I ain't checking no phone records. We ain't even gotta have the same account, long as the business get handled, right? So at this point, yes, I have broken privacy, went through phones, did all of that. Do I think it's right or wrong? I think there's no right or wrong. I'm gonna say it again. You gotta know your stand. You gotta know your place. Once you know your place and know who you are, I think everything else will fall into place. I ain't going on nobody else shit. I ain't going to do all of that. You know why I'm not doing none of that? Get your
Because you might
motherfucking
find
feelings
what you're
hurt.
looking for.
Yeah, you get your fucking feelings hurt. Bad. Bad.
With your
And it,
emotions.
yeah, it messes you up as a person, and it takes a long time to get out of that. So guess what? Now I ain't going through your shit. You can have a picture with a nigga dingling in your mouth. Guess what? I don't want to see it because you know why. Now I'm gonna look at you different.
Hell, I'm gonna make sure you got one with me.
Oh, Chris, you stupid. Chris, you stupid. But for me to say no, I don't want to go through it, and no, I don't want nobody going through my phone because I'm gonna give you an example. Smoke, I'm sorry, you my guy, you on the podcast, you on here. Smoke might call me one night. Oh, you know what? I fucked this bitch a couple days ago. Now I feel like something wrong with my shit. I got a bump on it. Guess what? I don't need you going through the phone. He'd have text me this or he'd have called or left a voicemail. Like, I don't need you to hear that. That wasn't something you should have heard. You know what I'm saying? It could be any day, me and you can go through a problem. The information that I didn't want you to see, now you got it, and now you're going to hold that shit over my head.
But why was it in there? Why was the information there in the first
It,
place?
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It can go back to what I said, my ego. I wanted to talk to a bitch just to talk to a bitch. A bitch might tell me, oh, Lamar, your eyebrows look good. And I may like that. But something I have learned. I have learned. And this came from like 2 days of thinking and talking to a couple people and just knowing. That's why I came up with this topic. Uh like if your person or whatever it is, however we're gonna call it, is not doing something for you or fulfilling something for you, it goes back to what Smoke said. You got to communicate. You got to tell that person, hey, I need this from you. And if you communicate that well with that person on communications, I don't think there's going to be no reason that you need to invade someone's privacy because now you'd have built up the trust, you'd have built up the security, you'd have built up all of these things that makes that person feels good about the situation that you ain't got to go look. Everybody ain't like me. I made up in my mind. I just don't want to fucking look because sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be bad. I don't want to see. Leave that shit though. So that's my stand on this whole topic of my reflection. If I'd have went through it, that's where I stand at. Listen, I truly love everybody. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
I'm good. I'm good.
Lamont, one quick question. So, when that
Go ahead.
trust is violated, and if you could end with this, how do we move forward? What would you say to a couple where someone feels like their privacy is violated? You know, it's easy to say, let's just forget about it. But what do you say to someone in that
I
scenario?
would say this in
Can
that
I
situation
answer that?
when your privacy and your trust is broken, and then for me, I feel like this. Once you forgive a person and you decide to move on with that person, I think that it kind of resets itself because if you're gonna keep doing the same things as in a situation where you're breaking that person's privacy because of past things that they done with, then there's no need for you to accept them back because it's going to continue that vicious cycle. So I feel
Right.
like once you accept them and you accept whatever mistakes they done made, it's time to move on and try to regain that trust.
I agree with you,
That's the only way
Dewan.
you're gonna move forward. And by the way, y'all, I start going through the phones.
Come
I
on,
stopped
Smoke.
Good
too.
Before I
job.
answer the question.
I want to say that right as far as that, and she'll tell you. And you know, I'm glad we are where we are. So for those of y'all listening, take it from me now. I'm just telling you, if you're meeting somebody and y'all have that, maybe you should just say, and for the women, first let's start with the women, right? If somebody moving funny or acting different, you know, we all have to be 21 on what we believe and how we want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Let's just start there. Let's everybody be 21 about it. Hey, look, man. So for the woman, be just tell them, hey man, you acting like this, you acting like that. Now, before you answer, I'm gonna just let you know now. I'm letting you know how I'm feeling. Cause I was one of those people who had to learn to acknowledge somebody's feelings. Of
Mm,
course, a woman always gonna have the option to say, you didn't acknowledge my feelings, even though you're saying I acknowledge your feelings, but let's acknowledge the person's feelings. And then let's just be honest about what's going on before it goes to that. If you feel like you have to go through a phone or hack something or anything like that, let that person know. And once that, and if that person lies, and if that person tells you some wild shit, and you get them that look like you gonna lie, because I don't know, this don't really make sense. Once they lie, let them know. You know, if you lying, you gonna lose my respect.
But
You
smoke,
gonna break something. You know
What
what I'm
happens
saying?
if I really did mop myself in the corner though?
Huh?
What happens if I really did mop myself? I'm mopping the house and I done mop myself into the corner.
I ain't gonna
And
lie. Now you just
now I can't go nowhere until the floor dry.
what you gotta do. You gotta wear that. The man and the woman. Now, for the man's perspective, a woman just jump off the bridge, and she just go through all your shit and find all type of shit. You know, you have did wrong, but you should now. You just basically got to be honest. Either this person I'm talking to, I like them, or based on what she find, just be 100. And that's all you could do. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was thinking about getting in a relationship or whatever. Hey, bro, don't be embarrassed to tell a woman, hey, look, I like you like me, but I need to know is you gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? I need to know is you gonna be this kind of wife, or what do you want from a relationship? Because believe it or not, women be saying, oh, we could just hang out, it's gonna be cool. But now once she see you a catch, especially if you that type of nigga, she gonna want to catch you. And so at that time, you just gonna have to tell her. And just like a woman too. Cause I realized me, I'm such an independent man that what I required from a woman was so minimal until I needed it. And then when I needed it, it was like, but damn, you ain't gonna do this and you ain't gonna do that, goddamn. Nah, you gotta put that up front. Just like we spend time on our careers and we spend time, on different things. We need to spend time on really what we want from a woman and what we want from a man. We just got to put that all the way out there. You can't wait until you need it because you might be an independent dude. You get up in the morning, you finna wash dishes, you gonna wipe the refrigerator down, you gonna clean behind the toilet, you gonna wash the clothes. You might do that 12 years straight. Now all of a sudden you got an injury. And you like, damn, what happened to my little lucky socks, man? My little socks. Oh, I ain't watched them yet. Well, goddamn, when you gonna watch? I ain't seen them in 3 weeks. If that's the type of person you want or you need, shit, you really just gotta say that off the rip.
Hey, today's show has been a great show. I enjoy everybody. I did get a lot from this whole conversation, from everybody's perspective. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody. Smoke. Please reply this message to Dewana because I see she is off. Hey, next week, or one of these days throughout the week, man. Like I don't know. I ain't talking to Smoke, but we talking now. Let me end the live though first. Nobody get off.